Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Good to see everyone here. This is another episode of True Crime Up Late on Nights with Ping, coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia. How are you all? Good to see everyone in the chat. Diane was here and Beth B. Hey, Beth B. Good to see you, my dear. Nana Lana, Marilyn Landis was here. Retired RN, Kathy Lynch, and Siana. Good to see a lot of people here. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. So, before we get started, we were supposed to go early today. It didn't happen. You know, it's just too early, guys. When America comes off daylight savings, it'll be much easier. I think it's so hard to do it at this point in time. I really would like to, because I want more people to be able to participate, but we might have to just wait a couple of weeks until the time moves forward an hour for me. That would help out a lot. All right, so here is what's going on in Australia right now. Well, not really Australia, more like Israel. It says here 13 terrified Australians trapped in Israel slam the Albanese government for doing nothing while other nations are sending rescue flights. So there's people in Israel who are not Israeli or Palestinian or Lebanese or whatever. They want to come home because there's a war basically breaking out over there right now. And hold on, I'll fix my camera here. Hey guys, good to see you. Other countries have sent flights to go get people for free. They've organized charter planes to go get whoever wants to come home, and they've filled them up and brought their citizens home. Australia, on the other hand, has decided that they're not going to do that, and that if you want to go home, it's sort of your problem, and you can take a flight if you want to. This is not the first time this has happened. It happened when people were trapped in Israel as well. It happened a few times. Hold on. Ping, can you put your PayPal? Yes, I can. Hold on. Give me 1 second and I'll grab it. Give me 1 second. It's good to see you, Margaret, by the way. I like when you can drop in. I'll put it in the chat for you. Thanks for asking, Margaret. I appreciate it. Oh, it's more people showed up. I Hate Mornings, Gambler, Mamma Mia, Laura T showed up, Lux showed up. Hey, I'm going to try this. Apparently, Lux's cat is called Lux. So here we go. Here, Lux. Lux, 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 come here. I want to see if she will come to the screen. All right, let's go back to this. Yes, so it says here, Paul and Audrey West from Newcastle had been guiding a group of 33 holiday makers through Israel for about 2 weeks when terrorist group Hamas started firing rockets from the Gaza Strip on Saturday morning. They were on the beach in Tel Aviv when the bomb sirens went off, so they ran to the nearest cafe to seek shelter and spent the next 4 days in hiding while frantically trying to organize new flights home. The couple's daughter Brittany West told the Daily Mail Australia the group had been in Gaza for about 24 hours before the attacks. She said their original scheduled flights were cancelled and it was hard to get a seat on a new one due to limited options after airlines stopped operating through Israel. So that's the problem, is that most flights have been cancelled. That's why countries are sending their own charter flights in to rescue their citizens, because they don't want their citizens in a war zone, which is such a I don't understand Australians' stance on this. Our citizens are our citizens. We should try and get them home. We can bill them later or something. Just get them home first. Talk about the money after. If the government wants to be reimbursed or whatever, that can happen, but it can happen later because you can get insurance and trip insurance and things like that. So they might be able to claim the rescue flights on that. 20 members of the group managed to book flights for Tuesday, but about 13 are still waiting to find a seat. Now staff at the hotel where they sought refuge are urging them to flee, saying do everything you can to get out, because it's only going to escalate, which it does seem like it's going to get worse. Brittany said there's a sense of urgency and fear from everyone who has been left behind. They're doing everything they can to get themselves onto a flight, but they keep getting cancelled. Yeah, that happened during COVID too. I spoke to one of the couples last night and they're honestly feeling abandoned by the government. We don't understand why other governments are able to evacuate their residents. I wonder if our country, Australia, maybe if there's just not enough people to send a charter in, could we not get one of our friends, like one of our other countries, the UK, the EU, something like that? Could they not get on a plane with them and at least get out of that country? And maybe they end up in the EU somewhere, and then they can book a flight from there to wherever they need to go, back to Australia. So there's options, and I don't understand why DFAT is our like foreign affairs. They're just not really doing anything. There really needs to be a rescue mission, but if we wait too long, there might be a recovery mission. Brittany said her parents had been running the tours with a company in Israel since 2011, but this year was their first trip back since the pandemic. I'm just trying to see. Apparently, they did, you know, she urged the government to charter a flight for Australians like other nations and has called on Aussies to put pressure on DFAT. DFAT didn't respond to the group's dilemma or why the Albanese government wasn't doing more. Instead, a spokesman told the Daily Mail Australia the government is monitoring the situation closely and remains in touch with local authorities. That's a what? They said presently there are commercial flights available, and Australians in Israel who wish to leave should pursue those options. They just told you that they can't get a flight out, that they keep getting cancelled. Like at the minimum, we could, like I said before, we could get another nation to get. There's only 13 of them. I'm sure they could fit on a plane to the UK or, you know, Germany or somewhere in Europe or, you know, Asia or something like that. It seems like it'd be nice if our government did a little bit more to get our citizens home. It says here, a few hours later, the Albanese government announced that it was in talks with Qantas and Virgin to ask whether they could help with repatriation flights. They said they are working on a range of contingency arrangements that they won't detail publicly for obvious reasons. Transport Minister Catherine King wrote on social media, the Australian government is assessing all options to support Australians wishing to leave Israel and Gaza. So, but it's taking days and days. Other countries already have the flights in the air. One day is enough for someone to walk into the wrong situation and get killed. So there needs to be more urgency. Get our guys home, deal with the cost later, work with other countries. It's just a bit slack. That's what it seems. People were demanding that FA sent a plane just for them over. One even wanted FA to fly him from Serbia. What's FA? Oh, Foreign Affairs. My brother worked at Foreign Affairs for the beginning of COVID, trying to get people out. Very difficult situation. He was so stressed out, he quit. Um, so I hope, yeah, so rockets are still flying. That's what Beth B just said. I was watching the Reuters or the Reuters stream before, and I saw, you know, rockets going each direction, and I saw the Iron Dome like lighting up, and uh, I don't know. It must be very, very terrifying to be there as a like a non-native person. But even if you were Israeli or you know, Palestinian, it's probably a scary time. Danny Mitchell said, "Smoke and Scan covered last night. Covered what? This story from Australia about not flying people home? He can cover it if he wants to. He's not Australian though. Guys, I keep getting these spam calls. Um, Danny Mitchell, let me know. No, oh, Gaza Live. Yes, I did see Smoke and Scan. He was doing like he always does live coverage. Great channel. Check out Damon if you can. He's a really good guy. I love his channel. Great channel. Him and Steve from Agenda Free News. Both of those two dudes are good dudes. Very different dudes, but good guys. Wu says, I don't think many planes are flying from Israel. Too dangerous. Yeah, if there's rockets in the air, they can't have passenger jets, otherwise we'll end up with what happened last time with MH, whatever it was, the one that got shot down. Very horrible what happened to them. And I just don't know what the solution is, but I reckon teaming up with another country. Just get them out of there. That's the first step. They don't have to get all the way back to Australia. They could just get out of there to a state that's safe. What's the closest state to Israel? Hold on. Let's have a look. What's the closest friendly state? I don't know. Egypt? Turkey even? I mean, it's not maybe Greece? Greece is just across the water from Lebanon. Maybe Greece, we do have good relations with Greece. Even Italy. Italy's across the Med. So somewhere like that. Even just one of the EU countries. We've done so much for a lot of these countries. Croatia, Serbia, Austria, Belgium, Poland, Belarus. No, not Belarus. That's Russia. But yeah, somewhere around there, they could fly and just get there, just get away from the war zone first, and then work out how to get them back to Australia. I feel like that's the first thing that should be done. Wu says during COVID, Australia did fly people out from other countries on their planes. Yes, I do remember that we did that for other countries, like New Zealand, I think. We helped New Zealanders get home because there just wasn't enough planes. So I think we helped some other countries get out of there too when that happened. Yeah, I think Israel is probably a lovely country when it's not um, under attack. Same with probably Palestine. I've heard Palestine's a pretty place at times too. Got a lot of interesting culture and stuff. So Beth B says, I think they will do it as soon as it's safer. Hopefully, I hope so because I'm sure it's probably terrifying to be holed up because there was other people like we showed you. Hugh Sheridan was trapped in a apartment stairwell, and he actually heard like gunfire and rockets outside, and he was petrified that he was going to get killed. I mean, they did kill foreigners. So, oh, some little bit of information. You know how we spoke about the girl that was at the rave that they thought that was on the back of the truck on the video that everyone saw? There was a thing come out today saying that she might be alive. That there's a that she's in a hospital in Palestine and that it's possible that she's sort of alive or at least not deceased. I don't know though. She had the video is hard to tell, but to me it looked like she had a head wound here on the back of her skull from a gunshot. But I mean, maybe she's still alive. I hope so. It'd be really good for her family. And I found out while she is German, she's never lived in Germany. She has a German passport, but she doesn't live there in Germany. So I think she lives in Israel. So even though we all thought that that's where she was from, it is not. That's just her nationality. Yeah, Diane says I saw that her mum believes she's alive. Apparently someone in Palestine got in contact with her and said that they saw her in a hospital unconscious and then she was in critical condition. I hope so. I hope she's alive because that would be a good ending to that story at least. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. All right, where are you? Can't remember her name. Remember, read so much stuff in the last 2 days that I can't remember. Hold on. Hey, well, Chad Daybell's in the news. I just saw that. Chad Daybell is set to face death penalty trial for the murder of wife Lori Vallow's children, and will argue to allow cameras in court because he wants a public trial. That's interesting. We'll cover that at some point. Where is her? Trying to find this. I can't find the article about her mom. It was here before. I did see this. Apparently, Biden has sent in the door kickers. Special Forces soldiers from SEAL Team 6 will be dispatched to Israel to assist in the Israeli troops locating American hostages after Hamas terrorists beheaded babies. So that's good. Those guys don't mess around. Those special forces. Yeah, bye, Chad. Danny Mitchell says, bye, Chad. Yep, that's it. Bye, Chad. It would be interesting to see if Chad got the death penalty and Lori didn't. That would be real interesting. I would, I think there would be a lot of people out there that would say Lori deserved it because they were her children. Wasn't Mama Mia says, wasn't her name Shawnee? No. I'll look it up. Hold on. Where is it? Here. Body of, her name is Shani Luke, or Luke. Let me see if I can find the one about her mom. Here, this was the one here. It says here, Shani Luke, Hamas festival victim, is alive according to her mother. And it says, the young German Israeli tattoo artist thought to have been murdered by Hamas militants is still alive, according to her mother. Shani Luek was presumed dead after disturbing footage of her naked and stop that. A naked and limped body was being driven by militants into Palestinian territory went viral. And it says here, however, on Tuesday, her mother, Ricarda, claimed to have been tipped off by an unidentified Palestinian source that her daughter was actually in a hospital. Man, you got to think that the amount of time she was in that truck, and then by the time she finally got to a hospital, it'll be a miracle if she survives. It really will. Ricarda told German news outlet Bild that she believed her daughter was in a Gaza hospital with serious head injuries. We now have evidence that Shani is alive, but has a serious head injury and is in critical condition. Every minute is critical. We are not getting any new information from authorities. Peace activists have told us that Shani will now only get help if the German authorities officially intervene. Brutal. Yeah, because in that video that where you can see this one blurred, you can really see something here on the back of her head. It definitely looks like a gunshot wound or an exit wound from a firearm. It definitely looks like other people I've seen, unfortunately, shot in the head. Two Broke says, I really like the way Ping interacts with the chat. Then I don't miss so much. He's a man of many talents. I need to do some magic. To do magic for you all. Yes, let's hope she returns to her family. I don't know if the Germans will get involved. Hold on. All right, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if the Germans will want to get involved in that. I mean, they might, but yeah. So there you go. She may be alive. Look at that. That's A really cool photo. This is the Iron Dome on this side. These rockets fire up to intercept these rockets coming from Palestine. So these rockets come over, these ones go up in the air and position themselves, and then they kind of wait for a second. And then when they sense the heat signature from these rockets, they kind of dart and then run off into another direction and hit the rocket and explode it. And it keeps Israel safe. They call it the Iron Dome Missile Defense System. It's a really, really cool, really awesome kind of bit of military technology. At least I think so. Give me 1 second. I need to fix this. It is a miracle, Nana Lana. It really is. Sorry about that. I had to fix my audio. All right. I want to talk about a story while we get off the Israel and Hamas. This story was sent to me by a viewer, actually, in the comments today, and I had never heard of it, but I wanted to at least show everyone. Apparently, a 57-year-old Liberty County woman, they filed a petition to get her home back after a man accused of killing her took over her home. Her name is Cheryl Siddall, and she's missing. They don't know where she is. And when they went to her home to look for her, they knocked on the door, and there was a dude in there saying that she gave him the house or he bought it off her for nothing. And she's nowhere to be found. They're saying that Siddall was last seen on September 12th. A relative found Hassler living in the Horseshoe Lake Estate home. Detectives said Hassler claimed Siddall was selling him the house because sorry. They're just saying he said she was selling him the house. But when they went in, they found bloodstains and guns. I mean, it doesn't seem good for this poor woman. They said documents from June show a signed warranty deed and a power of attorney. Records show that Siddall's family is accusing Hassler of forging her signature on the documents so he could obtain the home. And apparently he used a fake person called Donald Woodruff to sign the power of attorney documents. And he also notarized them. KPRC2 reached out to the notary for comment but did not hear back. Even though Hassler has been named as a suspect, he has not been charged with murder, but he is in jail on weapons charges at the moment. That is really, really weird. I hope she's not dead. I really don't, but that finding blood and guns in the home is very concerning. Yeah, the paperwork has to be fake. That's what I thought. There's a little video. Let's watch it.
County deputies began a search for a 57-year-old woman who vanished. It is a story KPRC2 has been on top of since the very beginning. Tonight, Cheryl Siddall is still missing, and new at 5, her family is now fighting to get her home back from the man accused of killing her. KPRC2's Corley Peel live with why Siddall's family members believe he never had the right to get her home in the first place. Corley?
The attorney representing Siddall's family says that her signature was forged on a document showing that Hassler could obtain her home. Nearly a month since Cheryl Siddall vanished, her family is still fighting for answers.
Our family's really good about coming together, especially when we need them.
Now they're coming together again with a petition claiming Siddell's accused killer is unlawfully trying to take her property. Crews search far and wide for Siddell, who was last seen September 12th. A relative found Donald Hassler was living inside her Horseshoe Lake Estates home. Detectives say Hassler claimed Siddell was selling him the house. Documents from June show a signed warranty deed and power of attorney. Siddell's family says Hassler forged her signature on those documents, saying he would obtain the home. Those documents are notarized, but Siddell family attorney also accused Hassler of using a fake person named Donald Woodruff to sign as his power of attorney. Bloodstains and guns were found inside Siddell's home after she disappeared. As of right now, Hassler is not charged with murder, but he is in jail on a weapons charge. And I reached out to the notary who notarized those documents, but I have not heard back. At this point, Siddell is still missing. So if you have any information about where she could be, or any information about this case, you are urged to call the Liberty County Sheriff's Office. Reporting live, Corley Peel, KPRC 2 News.
Meantime, the search continues this morning for a missing Liberty County woman, Cheryl Siddall. She was last seen nearly 2 weeks ago on September 12th, and Liberty County deputies have since arrested Donald Lee Hassler and have been questioning him about her disappearance. Texas Search and Rescue will pick up the search this morning beginning at 8 o'clock in the Horseshoe Lake Estates neighborhood where she was last seen. Deputies are calling Siddall's disappearance mysterious, and they suspect foul play. Liberty County investigators became suspicious and worried about Siddall when she was reported missing. They say they went to her home to check on her, and that's when they found Donald Lee Hassler, who has since been booked into the jail.
The deputy asked if he could check the house to see if she was in there. As the deputy walked into the kitchen area, he observed what appeared to be blood stains on the floor in the kitchen, some on the cabinet, and possibly a few on the ceiling.
Deputies found Hassler's trailer on Siddall's property with guns inside, and he was arrested on felon in possession of a firearm. He has not been charged with her murder. The focus of the search today is around a boat belonging to Siddall and the water behind that home. Our TJ Parker is headed to Liberty County. He'll have an update for us in our 8 o'clock news hour.
Isn't that crazy that someone could lose their property and go missing? Like, where's the connection to this guy? Did he just pick her at random? Did they meet somewhere? It's chilling, it really is, that someone could do that to just anyone. Yeah, they don't really give much background on how they knew each other. I hope they find her. She's been missing a long time. As they said, when did they last see her? So that was September 12th. So that's about a month ago that they found out she was missing. But she could have been missing for a period of time before that too. So quite a long time ago. So who knows where she's put her? I see someone in the chat, too broke. Oh, your raccoons are pets. How lucky. I did not know they could be domesticated. Do they get rabies shots? This is really interesting. I wanted to talk to you about this. I didn't know when I was going to do this one. There was a woman in Australia who was on holiday in Queensland, which is up north in Australia, the north part. And walking back to her hotel room, she was attacked by a bat, like a big black bat, flying bat. And it bit her forehead, and apparently she now thinks she has Lyssa virus, which she's getting sort of rabies shots to counteract it. But apparently Lyssa virus kills almost everyone it infects. So she's in for a world of trouble right now. I'll see if I can find it quickly. Hold on. Here, I'll show you her, share this thing. See, she was bit. You can see her forehead there. It says here, an Australian woman holidaying in Cairns was bitten by a bat and is now at risk of having the potentially fatal Lyssa virus. Sandy Galloway from Geelong in Victoria was walking back to her hotel room late at night in the tropical city. Hey, stop that. In the tropical city with friends when she was bitten by the creature. She could feel something flying around her head and waved her hand before it nipped her. Next thing I felt was like two pinpricks on my forehead. Miss Galloway told the newspaper she was waiting to see if she had lyssavirus, which she believes is likely due to her symptoms. There have been 3 known cases of lyssavirus in Australia, all in Queensland. A woman who had recently become a bat handler died in 1996 from the virus, which was followed by the death of another woman in 1998. An 8-year-old boy in 2013 also died, according to the CSIRO. There's a photo of her with the marks on her forehead. You know, she must be petrified right now. Surveys of the wild bat populations have indicated less than 1% of bats carry lyssavirus, according to the Queensland government. However, it must be assumed that any bat in Australia could be infectious. ABLV is closely related to the rabies virus and can cause serious illness in humans, including paralysis, delirium, convulsions, and death. Frighteningly, there is no known effective treatment once symptoms have started, and symptoms can appear anywhere from weeks or even years after being bitten. Wow. People who have been exposed to it can have rabies vaccine injections to develop antibodies that will recognize and kill the virus before it has time to cause illness. When Miss Galloway got home from her trip, she visited her GP, who referred her to the hospital, who then called the infectious disease department. Apparently, they had to fly in injections for her because they didn't have them. And sad enough, she had to postpone an MRI because she had a brain tumor and she has to go for yearly checkups. But during this injection schedule, she can't have an MRI, so she had to put that off. So she doesn't even know how her brain tumor is going. It's very sad. You know, she was just trying to have a holiday, have a good time, and she may now be in a real bad way, unfortunately. Yeah, we don't have rabies in Australia, but we do have lyssavirus. Petunia, hey, good to see you. I just heard something go bing bing before. Hold on, let me check something. I don't want people to wait up for their little thing. Oh, Margaret. Margaret says, hugs from me and Vinny. Hey, Vinny, you're a good boy. Vinny. And me and Vinny the Chihuahua. Thank you, Margaret and Vinny the Chihuahua. That donation really helps out. Thank you very, very much. It means a lot. And my friend Diane, she says, love your channel. Ping. Diane, thank you so much. It really means a lot. Like I don't like talking about it, but it had been a funny couple of months where we, for some reason, dropped off like 80%. So that really, really helps out. Thank you very much to both of you. Gambler, hey buddy. It's terrible what is happening in Afghanistan. 2 hours ago, ABC reported Western Afghanistan was hit with another 6.3 magnitude earthquake. It's the third in the same area of the same magnitude. Yeah, it's probably an aftershock. So aftershocks can be the same magnitude or lower. So it maybe keeps getting triggered each time there's an aftershock. Hey, Snap Crackle Pop. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Good to have you here. All right, let me see if I can find something else to have a chat about. Let me see. We'll find it. I am really interested in the SEAL Team 6 heading into Israel. That's really interesting. And apparently, the US has sent a warship into the waters off Israel as well. So they're ready. They're ready for it. If anything, if they need to, jump in, which I know a lot of people won't be happy about because they don't want to get involved in another war, which is totally understandable. we just got out of Afghanistan, so I know that we don't want to do it again. Let's see. By the way, yesterday when we spoke about the guy on the cliff that helped people who were wanting to jump, I didn't remember, but actually my friend Shelley actually told me about it a little while ago and I forgot. So I had actually seen it before and she told me about it. So I just have too many things in my head and I forget things sometimes. It's not on purpose. It's just I read a lot and there's only so much room in my head for stuff. Half of my head is just Friends quotes from the TV show, and they're really important, so they take up half the room. Let's have a look. I thought this, if we're going to talk about Israel for a couple of seconds, I thought this was really cool. It says Israeli woman Inbar Lieberman, 25, is hailed a hero for saving the kibbutz Ni'am from invading Hamas. 25-year-old Inbar Lieberman, the security coordinator of Kibbutz Ni'am, led a group of residents killing more than 24 advancing terrorists. She's only 25. Look at this. Look at this woman with a dog. And there's her in her uniform. How awesome is that? Seeing a great female soldier step up and defend her kibbutz. That's pretty cool. I just saw that and I was like, what a great story. I mean, not great that they were attacked, but really cool to see a powerful woman do her job well. Look, there's her in a nice dress. And there's her with her friends of the kibbutz. So I thought that was really, really awesome. It's nice when we see women go and do a job which, a lot of people think they probably couldn't do, but they do it really well. It's awesome. Yeah, Beth B says US are sending a huge aircraft carrier. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. They're sending one in into the whatever the waterway is off the bank or whatever they call it. They're going to be over there. So PB&J says Friends show pivot. Yes, pivot. And then he's like, I can't pivot anymore. Actually right now in Melbourne, they have this thing called the Friends Experience, and you can go there and see all the set pieces and kind of take photos and stuff, but it's really expensive. It was like, I wanted to go, but it was $70 a ticket. $70 to go see some set pieces from the show. And I was like, that's a lot of money just to go, look at some things from the show. I thought that was a bit dear. I was like, if it was like $30 or something, yeah, I'd do that. But $70, it's a lot when it's just, stuff from the show that's been in storage for like 25 years. So Woo says that's a ridiculous amount of money. Yeah, that's why I didn't go, because I was like, I'm not paying that. I saw Chris Rock here last year, and it was only $100 a ticket, and that's like a live performance from a comedian. This is just some props from the show for $70, and I was like, it's a lot of money. And I was like, no, I'll be all right. I don't need to see it. Marlene Clausen says, never watch Friends. Oh, okay. It's a good show. I like that show. It's funny. Maybe it's my age group. We sort of grew up with it. And it's sort of like other generations' version of Cheers or MASH or, something like that. All right, let me see if I can find another story for us quickly. I did have, where's that other one? I had another one about a Good Samaritan here. This is really interesting. A Good Samaritan allegedly murdered after stopping at the scene of a single vehicle car accident has been remembered as a beacon of love, kindness, and compassion. John Martyr, was driving along the Indian Ocean Drive near the town of Cervantes, about 2 hours north of Perth, just after midnight on September 26. The 38-year-old came across a white Mitsubishi Pajero that had veered off the road and rolled, and he stopped to offer assistance. Police allege that the 19-year-old driver, Benjamin Jack McLaughlin, then attacked Mr. Mata and killed him. His remains were found later inside the burnt-out Mitsubishi. McLaughlin allegedly stole Mr. Mata's red SUV and fled the scene before driving it into the ocean some 2 kilometers away. He was arrested a few hours later in a dramatic scene after a group of fishermen came across him screaming, naked, and clinging to the hull of a drifting boat. There's a photo of the car in the water, that he drove it into the water pretty deep. A GoFundMe was launched by the Mr. Mata's friend, Matthew, raising money for 3 charities that were close to his heart. To those who knew John, he was one of a kind, he wrote. With his infectious smile, his radiating heart, and his incredible singing voice, he was taken too soon from us. We remember and celebrate the life of such an extraordinary soul, a true Good Samaritan who touched the lives of countless people with his selflessness and love for humanity. John's heart overflowed with love, and his actions spoke louder than words. An extraordinary individual who never hesitated to lend a helping hand to those in need. His compassion and dedication to making the world a better place touched the lives of everyone he encountered. We tragically lost our beloved friend. We wish to honor his legacy and love. Here's a photo of him. This is the guy that was charged with murder. This is him here. So senseless, right? It says here the GoFundMe is raising money for 3 causes: amputees, diabetic, and Coptic orphans. It's been revealed that Mr. Mata had recently undergone the amputation of his leg. Although John may not be with us, his spirit and impact he had lives on with his friends, family, and wider community. There's Mr. John Mata, the Good Samaritan who died after trying to help someone with their car. See, and people wonder why people don't stop to help anymore, or don't, pull over to check on someone with their hazards on, because people are scared they're going to end up like this guy. Laura T says, terrible how it seems people that try to end up helping getting hurt or unalive themselves. Right. I mean, it's really sad. He just wanted to help a dude that may have been stranded if he didn't help him, because sometimes in WA, it's so vast that if you break down, there may not be another car for like 4 days. So he was probably aware of that and didn't want someone dying in the heat. So he stopped to help, and then that guy murdered him. I mean, it's disgusting. Hope he spends the rest of his life in jail. I really do. Hold on. Let me find another one. Actually, I want to get your opinion on something. Maybe I can find this. Where is it? Here. I want to get you people's opinion in chat. I'm going to tell you this. An Australian couple won a $4.2 million home from a lottery. They bought tickets and they won it through the lottery, right? They're now bitching that the guy who gave them the house that they got through the lottery for $25 or whatever it was a ticket, they're bitching that he took things out of the house before he handed over the property to them. Some people are saying that they are just greedy and that they should just be happy that they got a house for free. And other people are saying that they're well within their rights to try and claim whatever it was that they saw in the advertisement for the lottery. So I want to see what you guys have to say about this couple. They won this beautiful home. Look, there it is. And they got it for basically free. Something a lot of people could only dream of. And because there was a few things missing, they are now looking to take the lottery owner to court and get them to replace those items. Wu says, Ping, did you see that comedian Cal Wilson passed away at age 53? Yeah, I did see that today. That's very, very sad. Extremely sad. So you guys will have to let me know if you think if they're within their rights to demand the items that they saw in the advertisement for the lottery, or are they just being like whingers? Should they just accept their home and, be very thankful that they won $1 million, $4.2 million home, when most people can't even find a rental right now? Apparently, the guy who ran the lottery also paid $300,000 in land tax to the government before he handed the property over to help this couple out as well, so they didn't have to pay it. Wu says, I think they are entitled to what was in the advertisement. Okay. Laura says, I think that's a little greedy. I would be thrilled just to get the house. Me too. I'll never own a property, I don't think, and I would just be rapt if I won a house like that. I'd be so happy. It'd be literally like a dream come true. As someone who's been homeless and lived a pretty rough life, to have a forever home that no one could take away from me would be literally a dream come true. I've had so many rentals that I've had to move in and out of and stuff like that. I'd love to have a place where I'd never have to move again. That would be amazing. So, Beth B says, if the ad implied it was furnished, ready to live, then yes. So apparently it was advertised as a fully furnished home. Apparently it was furnished when they moved in. It was just some items that they say they brought in for staging of the promotional photos. And they're saying that they removed those items before handing over the property. And that all real estate photos use staging, different items to make it look nicer, what it could be when you own it. So that's their defense. They're saying that it was just staged items for photography. So there's a little bit of more information. Oh, Gambler says a celebrity chef died the other day after having an allergic reaction to some type of food. He was in his early 60s. I did read that. There was a guy who died from an allergic reaction that he didn't know about. Beth B says, I wouldn't sue, but if they can't furnish, that's a problem. Apparently, they are so cross, they've actually made a website saying that, what is it called? It's called, they had a name for it. Hold on. Trying to find out the name of it. It's called something like LMCT Hell or something like that. That they're going to put negative stories on it or something. I can't find it. It's not there. Yeah, I can't find the website, but apparently, yeah, here. The Griffins have also said they have a website ready to go entitled Our LMCT Nightmare. They're saying they will publish that website if Mr. Portarelli doesn't pay up. So they want $102,000 from the lottery owner to replace the items that were not in the property when they moved in. And they're saying some of the items include a treadmill, a wine rack filled with wine, what they call Smeg Appliances, that's a brand, a barbecue smoker, and a robot mower that were not in the property when it was handed over to the Griffins. And there's a video here, you can actually see them removing the items. Here we go. I'll show you the video. There you go, see? They're taking items from the property and putting it in their cars, and they say stuff too, like, Some dude, real estate guy. Gambler says, did you hear what he was allergic to? No, I didn't. Hold on. Allergic reaction. I can look it up very quickly.
My name's Aidan Larkin, and we're here at Wilson's Auctions in Newport for the first unreserved
Where is
government
that coming
auction.
from? Stop. There we go. Gambler, let me see. I just opened up a web page. Anaphylactic shock, but it doesn't say to what. Hold on. An acute allergic reaction that led to anaphylactic shock. Don't see like a type of food or whatever it was. It just says that he did have an allergic reaction. Here's the article. And it says here, a prominent Italian-American chef died October 6 following acute allergic reaction that led to the anaphylactic shock, but there's a photo of him there. But I don't see a cause, like a food or whatever it was. There's another photo. Yeah. I don't see a cause, like a type of food or an insect or something. You know, doesn't say. So unless someone else knows what it was, you can let me know. Two Broke says house lotteries here require you to keep the house for a minimum of a year before you can sell it. It often costs thousands to sell and pay taxes that are crazy, and the utilities are expensive. What about the appliances as well? You make a good point. I don't know if those rules are in place here for lotteries at all. I don't think so. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. We're back. Let me just check my list of stories, and I'll see if I have one more for tonight. Sometimes I have extra ones put away. Come on, bookmarks, be my friend. Actually, let's go to Bookmark Manager. Let's see. You know, I didn't hear anything back about the two elderly people who died in Sydney. I haven't seen anything more about that. Woman died on flight. We already know that. We saw that one. No, I don't have another one, but I'll find one. Hold on. We'll do the old Trish thing. Did Trish tell you about Charlotte Senna's kidnapper and why he wanted the money? She probably did. It's a good story. Let me know. This might be interesting. Check this out. Who raped and murdered this 14-year-old Ohio girl? It looks like there's a sketch there too. A new sketch has been released of a man accused of raping and murdering a 14-year-old Ohio girl more than 6 decades ago, according to WTQL-TV. On the evening of November 13, 1960, Nancy Eagleson was walking with her younger sister Cheryl in the village of Paulding when a man approached them. The man stopped his vehicle and asked if they needed a ride. The girls declined, but the man forced Nancy into his car, pushing Cheryl aside, and drove off. The next day, police found Nancy's body 8 miles away in a wooded area. She had been shot, and investigators believe she was sexually assaulted. Cheryl provided a description of the man. At the time of the abduction, Cheryl reported that the suspect was an adult white male of medium build. She remembers the suspect wearing church clothes consisting of a tie, overcoat, and fedora. He was wearing black horn-rimmed glasses, had rosy cheeks. She described the suspect's vehicle as a dark sedan with winged back. A new forensic artist has created 2 composite sketches of the suspect that may help find the perpetrator. Cheryl worked with the artist to draw the sketches. Ohio Attorney General David Yost said he hopes the new drawings will yield additional clues and bring Cheryl's killer to justice. The man was seared into the memory of a young girl who survived a heinous crime years ago. Earlier this year, a judge granted a request by Nancy's family to exhume her body for forensic testing. The status of that test was not immediately available. It's hard, it's so many decades ago. It's really difficult to know who that could be unless someone remembers the man all those years ago. Very, very difficult. Oh, my thing's on the wrong chat. Here we go. Gambler says, I just read on Entertainment Tonight the family and the doctor don't know what it was. Oh, about the anaphylactic shock? Okay. Maybe they'll find out in autopsy. Kathy Lynch says, according to the, about the lottery house, she says, I think they are only entitled to the interior things if it was stated it came with them. Okay. Sienna says, I think they should be happy with what they got because they got to figure out a way to come up with $300,000 to pay next year's property tax. That's very true. That's very true. So I don't know. What do you all think about this sketch? It's very hard. It's unless someone has a great memory and was alive during the 1960s and has some idea who this man might have been in the local area. That's what I always find with the composite sketches. They're hard to sort of quantify because it's not a video, it's not a real photo, it's just a sketch. It could be anyone. And how many times have we seen, like when we get a sketch of someone and then the real person is arrested, how many times have we seen that the sketch doesn't look anything like the person who was arrested? So, yeah, it's hard to know. All right, I think we're just about done, guys. That was a good hour. Did we do an hour? Just about. Just about. If anyone has anything left that they want me to talk about for a few minutes, we can do that. And then we will close up for the night. Two Broke says, Gambler, are you a whiz on the internet? How do you find stuff so quickly? It's always good. It's always so good when you inform, accurate, and relevant. Yeah, he's good at the old Google foo. He's very good at it. Ah, my phone. It's trying to attack me. Okay, let me just check the because we had a couple earlier. I just want to check and make sure I'm not leaving anyone out for a donation. No, that's good. But thank you to what is going on? To Diane and Margaret. Thank you so much, Margaret and Vinny, Mr. Chihuahua. I hope you are sleeping with Mum on her lap. And Diane, thank you so much. Always such a great supporter. You are always liking my tweets and commenting stuff, and it's really kind. I want to thank all the people who have subscribed recently. We've had a bunch of subs come out recently. Like every day I check the number and it goes up. So thank you to all the new subscribers. It's great that you can be here. And yeah, thank you to all the people who like the videos or leave a comment. You guys are really helping. You guys and ladies are all helping out very, very much. It's really appreciated, and I hope we can keep getting bigger and better. I really do. I hope we'll see the next milestone, like 1,000 subs, and then, more than that, hopefully. We will get there. So Moonlight View says, wow, Ping the Rowdy, you really covered a lot. Yeah, we cover a lot of stories in 1 hour. We do a lot. So I hope that is a good hour for you all. And to all the people who end up watching it in the morning with their, breakfast, good morning to you all. And leave a comment after you finish watching the replay. Thank you to everyone for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Get some sleep. And we'll see if we can be back here tomorrow night. I hope we'll be able to do another show then. But yeah, thanks for being here. Have a great night. See you later, everyone. See you later, Retired RN, Beth B, Moonlight View, Marlene Clausen, Two Broke, Laura T, Gambler, Cheryl Huffman. Hey, Cheryl Huffman. Sienna. There's so many people here. Kathy Lynch. Thanks, guys. I hate mornings. It's Marilyn Landis. Yep. Oh, Emma, Ellie, Mum One. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. And Woos. Good night. Yeah. Until tomorrow, everyone. See you later. Thanks for the donations. I appreciate it. Good night.